The first meeting between Earth and the wider galaxy was not filled with celebration. It was filled with laughter. When the Great Council of Worlds invited humans to attend their gathering, leaders from Earth felt both excited and nervous. It was the first chance to prove that humanity was ready to join the great family of spacefaring civilizations. Two chosen ambassadors, Ryan and Mara, walked into the shining hall of the council with hope in their hearts. The hall was enormous, shaped like a star dome. Hundreds of alien delegates sat in curved rows, their colorful robes glowing under soft lights. The sight was breathtaking, but the welcome was not kind. As soon as the human envoys took their seats, whispers began to spread. Those whispers quickly turned into chuckles, and chuckles grew into laughter. "They arrive in metal shells that crawl like insects," one alien voice said. "Their ships cannot even bend space without borrowed maps," another laughed. "They should not sit among us. They should still play in the dust of their home world." Ryan kept his face calm, though his heart ached. Mara looked at the crowd with steady eyes, refusing to look down. Both had trained for this moment. They knew the galaxy had judged Earth as weak. Still, they had not expected such open mockery. The leader of the council, a tall being with silver skin named Vore, raised a hand for silence. Even then, his words carried little respect. "Humans of Earth, we welcome you to the council. We admire your courage, though your technology is developing. Perhaps in a few centuries you may stand closer to the great civilizations. Until then, we suggest you listen and learn." The hall filled again with soft laughter, as if Vore's statement was a joke shared by all. Ryan replied with steady tone. "Earth comes not to compete but to contribute. Every civilization begins small. We only ask for fair recognition." Mara added, "We are builders, explorers, and learners. We believe we can add value to the galaxy's future." But the aliens were not listening. Their minds were set. To them, humanity was still a child race stumbling among stars it did not yet understand. When the council ended, the humans walked back to their transport ship. The corridor glowed with light, yet the air felt heavy with insult. Ryan stayed silent, but Mara finally spoke. "They laugh now, but they do not know us. We have faced storms on Earth before. We can face this too." Ryan gave a small nod. He was a man of quiet thought, but inside him a fire grew stronger. Back on Earth, the reports from the council spread quickly. People felt the sting of the galaxy's mockery. News broadcasts repeated the cruel words spoken at the gathering. Some citizens felt shame. Others felt anger. Yet many felt determination. The world had always known struggle, and now it faced a new one. Leaders gathered in secret rooms. They spoke about the insult and about the future. Some wanted to retreat, fearing that Earth could not keep up with ancient races. But others argued with passion. Humanity must never back down simply because others laughed. The decision was made. Earth would not only learn, it would also build. The nations of the world, long divided by borders, agreed to unite in one great project. They would create something greater than the galaxy could imagine. Engineers and scientists were called together. Among them were Kiro, a young designer with daring ideas, and Lena, a patient thinker who believed in steady progress. They were told very little. Only that the world had chosen to rise, and that their work would change history. While the galaxy laughed, Earth worked in silence. While the council dismissed them, humans began sketching secret plans. Ships were drawn on hidden boards. New engines were tested in remote labs. And though the galaxy believed humans were weak, a quiet strength grew behind closed doors. Ryan and Mara continued to attend council sessions. They listened carefully, spoke politely, and never revealed Earth's true plans. Their calm patience made many aliens believe that humans had accepted their place at the bottom of the ladder. In truth, both envoys carried messages back to Earth, describing every detail they observed. They were not only ambassadors. They were watchers. Years passed like this. To the galaxy, Earth remained a small and unimportant member. Yet beneath the surface, the human spirit refused to bend. Every insult became fuel. Every laugh became a spark. Slowly, the Armada began to take shape in hidden shipyards. But in this first chapter of humanity's story, no one outside Earth knew of it. All they saw was a small race that seemed easy to mock. Mara often remembered her words from that first day in the council. They laugh now, but they do not know us. She repeated them quietly whenever she felt the weight of ridicule. And each time she spoke them, she believed them more. The galaxy thought Earth was a child stumbling among stars. The galaxy did not yet see the determination behind human eyes. Far from the shining halls of the Galactic Council, Earth worked in silence. What the galaxy believed to be weakness was only a mask. Behind closed doors, in mountain bases and undersea facilities, a new chapter of human progress had begun. The world leaders had agreed to a single goal. Humanity would not rise by boasting or by begging for respect. It would rise by building. And so the secret project began. In a vast underground hall, young engineer Kiro studied a glowing design on his screen. His hands moved quickly, shaping lines into the form of a ship unlike any that had ever flown from Earth. He whispered to himself as if speaking to the ship he was creating. "You will not crawl. You will fly faster than their doubts." Beside him, Lena worked on the engine model. Her calm voice balanced Kiro's fiery spirit. "We must be patient. If we rush, the ship will break. It must be strong, steady, and safe." Kiro smiled at her words. Together they formed a perfect team. He brought daring ideas. She brought stability. And both carried the same determination, to prove humanity's worth. The world poured its resources into the hidden program. Scientists from every nation left behind their homes to work in the secret yards. Materials were shipped at night, hidden under false labels. The skies were silent, but deep below the ground, the hum of progress never stopped. Ryan and Mara continued their roles at the Galactic Council. They spoke politely in every session, listening more than they talked. When aliens laughed at Earth, they only nodded. When delegates dismissed their ideas, they only smiled. But each evening, they sent long-coded messages back to Earth. Those messages carried detailed reports, new technologies displayed at the Council, mistakes the alien leaders made, and clues about how galactic powers underestimated humans. On Earth, those reports became sparks of inspiration. Kiro and Lena studied them with wonder. They learned where alien ships failed. They learned which engines overheated, which shields drained energy, and which systems required rare crystals that humans could not easily find. Instead of copying, they invented new paths. They built ships shaped not by alien designs but by human imagination. Lena once said during a late night of work, "They expect us to walk in their shadow. But we are building something from our own light." Kiro nodded. His eyes shone as he imagined fleets rising into the sky. For years, the work remained hidden. Citizens of Earth only heard whispers. They knew something was being built, but not what. Some thought it was simply another set of research stations. Others guessed it was a large exploration fleet. Few realized the true scale. In the Council, the aliens never suspected. They believed humans were too small, too weak, and too busy learning basic steps. Many saw Earth's patience as a sign of acceptance. Some even called humans harmless dreamers. Ryan and Mara sometimes sat quietly after council meetings, sharing tea in their quarters. "They laugh every time we speak," Ryan said once, his voice heavy. Mara answered, "Let them. Their laughter hides their blindness. They do not watch us closely because they think there is nothing to see." Ryan gave a rare smile. "Then our silence is our shield." Back on Earth, progress reached new heights. The first prototype ship rose from an ocean base, painted in black and silver. It looked smaller than alien cruisers, yet inside it carried systems designed with efficiency and creativity. The test flight was simple, a short trip beyond the moon and back. The world waited in secret tension. The ship left silently and returned safely. Engineers cheered. The world leaders nodded with pride. But no celebrations were shown to the galaxy. The test was marked in hidden records, and the ship was stored away. Kiro touched the ship's surface after the test. "This is only the beginning," he said softly. Lena stood beside him, her eyes calm but bright. "One step at a time. One ship will become many." And many ships did follow. The yards filled with growing fleets, each one stronger than the last. The galaxy still laughed, still mocked, and still believed humanity was harmless. That belief was the greatest protection Earth could ever ask for. By the 10th year of the hidden project, entire armadas rested in silence under oceans, inside craters, and above clouds where few eyes could see. Crews trained in secrecy, learning to work as one. Simulators ran endless hours, preparing pilots for challenges the galaxy had never imagined humans could meet. Mara and Ryan returned home once every year to witness the progress. Each time, their hearts swelled with pride. They carried the insults of the Council, but those insults had become fuel for a greater fire. On one such visit, Mara stood on a cliff, watching 3 ships rise into the sky for a test flight. The golden light of dawn painted their hulls. She whispered to herself, "They believe we are children. Yet soon, they will see the strength we carry." The world beneath her seemed to agree. Factories hummed. Engineers worked without rest. Pilots trained with focus. And the people of Earth, though unaware of the full truth, lived with growing hope that their place in the galaxy would one day be greater than laughter. The galaxy mocked. The humans built. And the hidden effort continued, unseen but unstoppable. The hidden armada grew in silence, but no fleet could remain only in secret forever. Ships had to fly, engines had to burn, and crews had to test their skills among the stars. The time had come for humanity to send its creations into the wider galaxy, though carefully and quietly. The first missions were designed to look ordinary. Officially, they were called exploration assignments. The Council allowed such journeys without much attention. After all, exploration was something even the smallest civilizations could attempt. No one expected much from Earth. That ignorance worked in humanity's favor. A new ship named Aurora was chosen for the first test. Sleek and silver, it carried a crew of 20. Its captain, Darren, was calm and thoughtful, chosen not only for skill but also for patience. The mission was simple: chart a cluster of distant systems where several alien expeditions had failed. When the Aurora left orbit, no fireworks marked its path. No grand announcement was made. The galaxy barely noticed its departure. Yet on Earth, every hidden base and command room watched the ship's progress with hope. The Aurora slipped through dark space for weeks. Its engines glowed steady, faster than anything Earth had shown in public. The crew felt pride but also caution. They knew the galaxy must not yet learn the full truth of their power. To outside eyes, they appeared to be just another fragile ship wandering too far. The cluster of systems they reached was known for its unstable gravity fields. Many alien ships had been trapped or forced to retreat. That was why the Council dismissed it as a place of little value. But the humans saw it differently. Using their new navigation systems, the Aurora moved carefully through the shifting gravity waves. Darren gave calm orders while his pilot, Sira, guided the ship with smooth precision. Kiro and Lena, who now served as advisors for such missions, had designed the systems with special care. The Aurora adjusted itself in ways alien ships had never managed. After days of study, the crew mapped the cluster fully. They discovered several resource-rich worlds hidden inside the difficult region. What had been called a dead zone now appeared to be a treasure field. The Aurora returned with its findings, and Earth's leaders smiled in quiet pride. The galaxy, however, dismissed the success as luck. At the council, when Ryan and Mara reported the results, the hall filled with soft laughter again. Even a broken clock shows the right time twice, one alien delegate said with amusement. Perhaps their ship simply stumbled on an easy path, another added. Ryan only bowed politely. Mara kept her face calm. Neither argued. Their silence carried a weight only they understood. More missions followed. Each one was designed to look like a small step, never too great, never too loud. The ship Horizon rescued a drifting transport that larger fleets had failed to locate. The vessel Nova repaired a broken satellite network in a region where others had given up. Each mission ended with success. Each success was dismissed by the Council as simple luck or unimportant achievements. But on Earth, the story was different. Every mission proved that the hidden Armada was strong and capable. Crews grew more skilled. Pilots trained in real space, not only simulators. Engineers studied how the new systems behaved under stress. Mistakes were corrected, designs improved, and confidence grew. One evening, as the Aurora rested in orbit after its third mission, Captain Darren stood with Syrah on the viewing deck. Stars stretched endless before them. Syrah whispered, "They still laugh at us." Darren answered, "Let them laugh. Their laughter is a shield. It hides what we are becoming." Back at the council, Ryan and Mara continued their quiet role. The more the galaxy mocked, the more information slipped through unnoticed. No one watched the humans too closely. Why would anyone spy on a race they believed foolish and weak? That mistake was humanity's advantage. The small tests continued for years. Each one carefully planned, each one looking ordinary on the surface, yet each one building strength behind the curtain. By the time the 10th mission ended, Earth's leaders felt a change in the air. Humanity was no longer only preparing. Humanity was learning to act with confidence among the stars. One day, Lena visited a secret dock where 10 new ships stood ready. She walked slowly, running her hand across their silver hulls. Engineers watched her with respect, for they knew much of the design came from her steady ideas. Kiro joined her, his eyes glowing with excitement. "Do you feel it?" he asked. Lena nodded. "Yes. Every test is like a whisper of what is coming. The galaxy cannot hear it yet. But one day, the whisper will become a voice." The small tests had done more than prove technology. They had given the people of Earth belief in themselves. Each mission was a reminder that humanity did not need to stand in the shadow of older races. They could build their own light, step by step. For now, the galaxy laughed, dismissing every success as chance. But those who worked in the hidden yards, those who flew the quiet missions, and those who carried the insults with patient hearts knew a truth the galaxy refused to see. The tests were only the beginning. The small missions had made Earth stronger, yet the galaxy still refused to see. To most alien leaders, the successes of human ships were nothing more than lucky breaks. They continued to laugh and shake their heads, calling Earth a child playing in the stars. But one day, a challenge appeared that no one could laugh away. A great star near the center of a busy trade route began to collapse. Its pole twisted the paths of ships, dragging them off course. Waves of radiation spread like storms, damaging stations and blocking travel. Dozens of worlds depended on that trade route. If it closed, entire regions of the galaxy would suffer. The council gathered in urgent session. The grand hall was filled with worried voices. Delegates argued about who should act. The stronger civilizations refused to risk their fleets. Others claimed they did not have the resources. Accusations filled the chamber. No one wanted to take responsibility. Ryan and Mara sat quietly in their seats, listening to the chaos. At last, Ryan rose. His voice was steady but firm. "Earth will help. We will send ships to study the collapse and search for a solution. The chamber grew silent for a moment, then filled with laughter again. Delegates shook their heads, smiling as if they had heard a child boast of moving mountains. "You cannot manage this," one alien said. "Your ships are small. This task will break them apart," another declared. "Better to leave the work to those with true power," added a third. But no one stepped forward with real action. And so, despite the mocking, the responsibility quietly shifted toward Earth. Back home, the message reached the hidden command. Kiro, Lena, and the engineers gathered to study the crisis. Data streamed in from probes near the collapsing star. The challenge was immense, but Kiro's eyes shone with excitement. "This is the moment we have been waiting for," he said. Lena nodded, though her voice was calm as always. "We must be careful. If we reveal too much now, the galaxy will know our secret before we are ready. But if we fail, they will dismiss us forever." After long debate, Earth's leaders chose to act with caution. Only a few ships would be sent, enough to test their strength without revealing the full armada. The chosen fleet carried new technology, hidden beneath modest designs. To the galaxy, they would look like simple explorers. But inside, they carried power crafted by years of secret effort. Captain Darren of the Aurora was called once more. Standing in the command room, he listened to the plan with steady focus. "Your mission," the commander said, "is to stabilize the region long enough for trade to continue. Show them that we can act with courage, but reveal only what is necessary." The Aurora and two companion ships departed quietly. At the council, many delegates laughed again when they heard the news. "They are sending toys into fire," one said. Few believed the humans would even return. The journey was long, filled with heavy silence. The crew of the Aurora knew the weight of their task. They were not only flying for themselves. They were flying for Earth, for all the years of insult, and for the dream of respect. When they reached the unstable region, the sight was overwhelming. The star glowed like a burning storm, throwing waves of energy into the void. Space twisted and bent. Fragments of broken stations floated, reminders of failed attempts by other races. Sira, the pilot, whispered, "It looks impossible." Darren placed a hand on her shoulder. "Impossible for them. Not for us." Using the new navigation systems, the ship slipped into the field. Shields adjusted, engines bent their thrust to match the shifting pull. Slowly, carefully, they placed stabilizers around the danger zone. Each move required perfect timing. Each step tested the limits of human skill. Days turned into weeks. The crews worked without rest, guided by calm orders from their captains and by the designs of Kiro and Lena. They did not try to stop the star from collapsing. That was beyond even their reach. Instead, they created safe corridors, narrow paths that ships could use to pass through without harm. When the first trade vessel dared to test the new route, it emerged safely on the other side. News spread quickly. Ships began to use the corridor, and for the first time in months, goods moved again. The galaxy was stunned. Delegates who once laughed now sat in silence, listening to reports of Earth's success. Some whispered that perhaps humans were not so weak after all. Others refused to believe, insisting it must have been luck once again. Back on Earth, the crews of the Aurora and its companions were welcomed with quiet pride. No grand celebrations were shown to the galaxy. The secret of the Armada remained hidden. But inside the hidden bases, the message was clear. Humanity had passed its first great challenge. Mara, speaking to Ryan after the council meeting, summed it up in simple words. "They doubted us, but when the galaxy needed help, no one stepped forward except us. That is what they will remember." Ryan smiled for the first time in many days. And this is only the beginning. The galaxy had mocked Earth. Now, for the first time, the mocking voices grew uneasy. They had seen a glimpse of what humans could do. But they had not yet seen the full strength of the Armada. The collapse of the star had changed something in the galaxy, though many refused to admit it. Whispers spread quietly among the delegates of the council. Earth had succeeded where older civilizations had hesitated. Yet most still laughed, dismissing the achievement as a rare stroke of luck. Ryan and Mara returned to the council with reports of the successful missions. As always, they spoke politely, offering details in careful tones. The passage is safe. Trade routes are open. Ships can now move freely, Mara explained. The room murmured, and some delegates gave small nods. Others turned away, pretending not to care. But a few could not hide surprise. A smaller delegation from a distant system approached Ryan after the meeting. "Your people, they achieved something remarkable," one said softly. "We have not seen such skill before." Ryan smiled faintly. It was not skill alone. It was patience, preparation, and teamwork. Back on Earth, the hidden bases buzzed with quiet excitement. Engineers studied the reports from the star region, pilots prepared for new missions, and scientists refined designs. Each small victory gave humanity more confidence. They were learning not only to fly ships but also to act with precision in challenges that had defeated older civilizations. Captain Darren of the Aurora gathered his crew for a meeting. They had returned from the star region with their mission complete, yet he reminded them that the true test was still ahead. "We have proven that we can manage the impossible," he said. "But the galaxy must not yet see our full strength. We fly quietly, work quietly, and prepare for what comes next." Sira, the pilot, nodded. "Every mission feels like a step closer. I can feel it. We are ready for more." Darren smiled at her confidence. "And that is why we will succeed when others fail." The small revelations of Earth's strength began to ripple through the galaxy. Traders and explorers whispered about the human ships that had managed the collapsing star. Some began to observe Earth signals more carefully, looking for clues. Others still mocked, refusing to believe a child race could accomplish such things. In the hidden shipyards, Kiro and Lena watched the reports with quiet pride. The designs of their new fleet were becoming more advanced. They had learned how to improve shields, engines, and navigation systems based on the star mission. Each improvement made the fleet faster, safer, and smarter. "We are learning faster than anyone imagined," Lena said, touching a model of the next ship. "Every test, every mission, teaches us something new. Soon, the galaxy will notice." Kiro nodded. "But notice only part of the truth. They must never see everything at once. That is our advantage." Earth continued to send small expeditions into the galaxy. Each one solved problems that older civilizations had abandoned. They repaired failing satellites, corrected navigation errors in complex star systems, and explored dangerous regions with precision. Always, they returned quietly, reporting to the hidden command. To the galaxy, it seemed like human ships had rare luck. One day, an alien ambassador approached Ryan during a council meeting. The voice was careful and uncertain. "We underestimated your people," the ambassador admitted. "Perhaps there is more in Earth than we believed." Ryan nodded politely. "Earth has always believed in learning and working together. We grow not to compete, but to contribute." The statement was simple, yet it carried weight. For the first time, a member of the council recognized that humans were not merely weak newcomers. Their patience, preparation, and teamwork made them a force to respect. Meanwhile, Earth's leaders quietly prepared for larger projects. The hidden Armada was no longer just a collection of ships. It was becoming a coordinated fleet, capable of acting together with strategy and precision. Every crew member trained as a team. Every engineer's work built on another's ideas. And slowly, the galaxy's mocking laughter began to fade in the hidden corridors of power. Mara often spoke to Ryan about the growing change. "They are beginning to notice. Even if they do not say it aloud, the whispers have started. Ryan nodded. Let them whisper. One day, their surprise will be greater than their doubts. The first revelation had occurred. Humans had shown the galaxy that they were capable of more than anyone expected. Not by fighting, not by boasting, but by working together, thinking ahead, and facing challenges with patience and courage. From hidden bases to secret shipyards, Earth was readying itself for even greater tests. Every mission, every small success, brought them closer to the day when the galaxy could no longer ignore their strength. And in that quiet determination, a message became clear to all humans involved: the galaxy may have mocked, but humanity's journey was only beginning. The first step of respect had been taken. The galaxy had glimpsed the truth. But the full strength of Earth remained hidden, waiting for the right moment to shine. For years, the galaxy had seen humanity quietly grow. Small missions, careful tests, and hidden fleets had built a foundation that few suspected. Most civilizations still laughed, thinking Earth's ships were toys. But the moment to reveal the full power of humanity had arrived. A massive cosmic storm threatened the central trading hub of the galaxy. Ships from every civilization were trapped in its path. Communication lines were breaking. Trade routes were blocked. Panic spread through the council. Leaders argued, but no agreement could be reached. Each race blamed another, each hesitated to act. Ryan and Mara, attending the emergency session, remained calm. Mara spoke clearly. Earth will act. Our armada is ready. We will create a safe path for every ship. The chamber fell silent. Many delegates could not believe what they heard. They knew Earth had grown quietly, but none had imagined a fleet capable of such action. Some whispered in fear. Others refused to accept it, still thinking humans exaggerated their power. Back on Earth, the hidden command activated the full armada. Hundreds of ships rose from oceans, deserts, and mountains. Each ship was carefully crafted, equipped with advanced engines, shields, and navigation systems designed to act together. The fleet stretched across the horizon, gleaming silver under Earth's sun. Captain Darren led the front ships, his crew ready for the mission they had trained for over years. Beside him, Sira and other pilots monitored every system. Engineers like Kiro and Lena coordinated from command centers, sending live updates and calculations to the fleet. As the Armada moved into space, the galaxy could not ignore the sight. Traders froze, explorers paused, and council delegates stared in shock. The small race they had mocked now commanded a fleet that rivaled the oldest civilizations. Silence replaced laughter. The storm approached quickly. Its waves of energy threatened to crush anything in their path. Alien fleets hesitated. They had never faced such a threat and had no plan to act together. Humanity, however, moved as one. Ships adjusted positions, shields formed protective layers, and engines burned with precise coordination. Darren gave calm orders, and each pilot responded instantly. The fleet moved like a single living being, shifting to meet the storm. Paths were cleared, energy fields stabilized, and communication channels kept open for all ships. The cosmic storm's power was immense, yet the human fleet adapted at every turn. For the first time, the galaxy realized the true scale of human ingenuity. This was not luck. This was not a small advantage. Every ship, every crew, every calculation had been prepared with care, skill, and teamwork that older civilizations had never imagined. Ryan and Mara monitored the situation from council communications. Mara whispered, "They cannot believe their eyes." Ryan nodded. "Let them watch. Let them understand." The Armada worked tirelessly. Civilian ships followed the safe corridors created by the humans. Explorers, traders, and even small alien fleets moved through the storm without harm. The galaxy had expected failure. Instead, humanity had saved countless lives and restored order in the center of space. When the last ship passed safely, silence fell across the council chambers. Delegates who once mocked now stared with awe. The small race they had dismissed had acted with precision, courage, and unmatched skill. The whispers spread quickly. Earth's fleet was unlike anything the galaxy had seen. On Earth, celebrations were quiet but proud. The Armada returned to hidden bases, crews smiling at each other with satisfaction. Kiro and Lena watched the ships land, their eyes reflecting years of effort finally recognized, even if not publicly acknowledged. Mara turned to Ryan. "The galaxy will never see us the same way again." Ryan smiled. "No. They have seen only a glimpse. The full story of humanity is still ours to reveal, in our own time." The revelation had changed everything. Humanity had earned respect, not through words, but through action. The galaxy could no longer mock the small race of Earth. Instead, curiosity and cautious admiration replaced laughter. The true strength of the Armada had been revealed, yet it was only the beginning. Humans had shown they could face challenges older civilizations could not. They had proven that unity, preparation, and courage could overcome even the most overwhelming obstacles. The galaxy had seen humanity rise. They had witnessed a power born from patience and careful planning. And now, as the stars returned to their calm rhythm, one truth became clear: Earth was no longer a child to be laughed at. It was a force that could shape the future of the galaxy. The Armada had risen. Humanity had shown its strength. And the galaxy, for the first time, watched with respect. After the Armada revealed itself, the galaxy changed forever. News of Earth's fleet spread from one star system to another. Traders and explorers spoke in whispers of the small planet that had acted when older civilizations hesitated. Ryan and Mara returned to the council with careful steps. Gone was the laughter. Delegates now looked at them with attention, curiosity, and respect. Some still hesitated to speak, unsure how to address the small race that had accomplished so much. Mara addressed the assembly. Earth acted not for glory, not for recognition, but for the safety and unity of the galaxy. We showed what can be achieved when preparation meets courage. The hall was silent. Some members of the council bowed in acknowledgement. A few of the oldest civilizations sent messages of apology for their earlier mockery. Humanity had earned respect not by fighting, but by showing strength, patience, and unity. Back on Earth, the hidden Armada rested in its bases. Crews trained, ships maintained, and engineers worked on improvements. Yet celebrations were quiet. There was no need for public displays. Humanity had already proven its worth. The satisfaction came from knowing that years of preparation and effort had changed the galaxy's view forever. Captain Darren gathered his crew after the final report from the Storm mission. He looked at each pilot and engineer. "We have done something extraordinary. Not because our ships are the largest, not because our technology is the most ancient, but because we work together. That is our strength." Sira, standing beside him, smiled. "They will remember this. They cannot forget it." Darren nodded. "Yes. And someday, they will understand that our journey is only beginning." Kiro and Lena walked through the shipyards, observing the fleets resting under the sun. Kiro placed a hand on a hull. Years of work, years of planning. And now, the galaxy watches in a new way. Lena replied calmly, "They see a glimpse. But they have yet to understand the true potential of unity and perseverance." As weeks passed, delegations from various civilizations came to Earth. They came not to mock, but to ask questions. They sought advice on engineering, navigation, and fleet coordination. They wanted to learn from the small planet that had solved problems where the oldest civilizations hesitated. Ryan and Mara guided the visitors with patience. They explained Earth's approach: careful planning, teamwork, and constant learning. They did not boast. Instead, they demonstrated the quiet strength that had always defined humanity. The galaxy began to see Earth not as a weak newcomer, but as a partner and an example. Traders, explorers, and diplomats now treated humans as equals. Invitations came for alliances, joint missions, and knowledge sharing. The small planet that had once been laughed at now stood among the respected members of the galactic community. In hidden halls and quiet bases, humans reflected on their journey. They remembered the early days when the Council laughed, when alien civilizations dismissed them, and when the galaxy seemed impossible to impress. Every insult, every dismissal had fueled their determination. Mara spoke to Ryan one evening as they watched ships move through orbit. We faced mockery and doubt. We were underestimated. And now, we are respected. That is proof that persistence and unity matter more than strength alone. Ryan smiled. Yes. We acted not for revenge or pride, but for a purpose greater than ourselves. That is the true measure of humanity. Children on Earth looked up at the stars with new wonder. They had heard stories of the Armada and the cosmic storm. They learned that even the smallest planet could achieve greatness if its people worked together. The future seemed wide and full of possibilities. And so, the galaxy changed. Humanity had earned its place. The mockery had ended, replaced by cautious respect. Other civilizations still had great power, yet they now watched Earth with awareness and admiration. The story of humanity's rise spread slowly through the stars. It was a story of patience, preparation, and courage. It was a story that reminded the galaxy that strength was not measured only by size or age, but by unity, intelligence, and determination. Earth had revealed the Armada. The galaxy had learned to respect it. And humanity had proven that even when mocked, a small planet could shine brightly among the stars. The journey of humanity was far from over. Many challenges awaited. But now, the galaxy watched with respect, knowing that the people of Earth could face anything together. The story ended not with war, not with fear, but with a quiet truth: humanity's greatest strength was never in the ships they built, but in the hearts and minds of those who dreamed, worked, and believed together. And the stars seemed just a little brighter for it.